Welcome back to Franchise Hockey Manager 10 with the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. As we begin our third season in charge, just a recap of what happened last season. We managed to end up winning the Stanley Cup for the first time in franchise history. The exciting part is we managed to do it almost a decade to this day ahead of schedule. We end up winning in the 2006-2007 one, and we managed to win this one in the 1997-1998 season. The only time that we ended up going to the conference finals was in 2002, just before that. So much ahead of schedule. But the interesting part is this is now the original part of the three divisions, at least in terms of the Western and Eastern Conference. And I think it ends up changing later on, but pretty exciting for us. Nashville Predators is now joining into the league, and I feel as though another team is as well. Doesn't Columbus join this season as well? Or Wild? Maybe not. I guess this is the first season for Predators, so we could find ourselves slowly getting dismantled as a result of this. So maybe we end up peaking early, and it's a good thing we managed to get the one out of the way. But it is pretty insane. I think they're the only ones that are going through. So we did have to submit a protection list here, and it's not going to show you it, I guess. Is it going to show you it? Uh-oh. So we did not secure Pronger. I thought we secured our players, but I guess not. So we're going to take a look at the expansion draft. Oh my god, Thomas Vacuum is part of it. Marty Turco, Huey. So one of the guys that we traded, a lot of the guys that we traded, Jay Shigeru is also available as well. So they didn't protect him. We didn't protect ours either. We did leave Herbert as one of the guys that could go. So I am kind of curious to see. I don't know why it's saying pick till human. We'll just do the next pick. First pick is Mike Richter. Maybe not the best decision there. And then Marty Turco's the second one. Kind of suspect that they managed to do those two ones. So Predators might not start off looking as good as what they normally do. And Facette's the one, so they don't go for Vacuum, they go for Facette, who's 28. I mean, probably a terrible decision. They could have had Jose Theodore and Vacuum as one of those guys, and we're going to go all in for Jose Theodore. 100% we're going in all in for him. We might even trade Tim Thomas for him. Because, I mean, he is pretty cool. I did like Theodore as well. Next pick is Vacuum. So they do end up getting Vacuum. I didn't know that they could get 4 goalies right off the bat. And then Defoe's the other one that they end up getting. 27-year-old. They're going pretty old with this. It seems like a very odd draft. Oh, I did accidentally hit everything. Okay, so they end up going John Cullen after, Chris Simmons, Greg Johnson, Bilsma. They get Mike Sullivan like they do in real life too. Which oh, I thought they did get Mike Sullivan. This is weird. I could have sworn they got Mike Sullivan in real life. But we'll go back. So they get Chris Johnson, Bilsma, Lowry, Craig Conroy, Mike Sullivan, Don Sweeney, Keith Carney, Kevin Adams, who's from us. So they end up getting Kevin Adams from us, who, I mean, didn't play that much for us last season, but I mean, just look at that. Look at his defensive, look at his physical. Already kind of disappointed in that, but doesn't really cost that much. Sean Hill, I feel as though went there in real life too. No, he didn't. Sean Hill was with us at some point. Yeah, that's kind of odd. But I could have sworn maybe it was Sillinger. Maybe it's Sillinger. Mike Sillinger probably went there. But I kind of want to take a look at their team now and see just how good they actually are. And they look bad. They look really, really, really bad. Now, I don't think that they were able to facilitate any trades or anything like that. So I'd be kind of curious to see if they managed to at least get other players as well. So we'll hit continue, and maybe it goes straight to the draft. And very odd there. What's going on here? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, we're gonna go all in for him. 6 years, no movement clause. How old is he? Yeah, we are definitely gonna go that. You know what? I'm gonna go a little bit above. And I'm gonna facilitate. Yeah. Okay. Done. Alright, cool. And we'll look who else is available because that kind of just jumped the gun there. I don't know if it's going to cost us anything. I don't know if he's an RFA. I'll have to take a closer look actually. Because he could still be on their books and we could instantly regret what we just did. I don't see him anywhere, so maybe he's not an RFA. If he is, that could cost us a lot. But I mean, all in all, it does not really matter. We're going to go for Korea first, just before the draft as well. Yeah, we're going to try and go more years than that if we can. Let's see if we can go 4 years at... Let's see if he goes for it. 4 million over 4 years, maybe. Which is double what he wants. 3.7. Did he go up? He went up in his offer. Alright, I'll do that anyways. I don't really care that much. Langenbrunner's the next one. We'll meet him there. Because again, it's still the cap, so it doesn't really matter how much we pay for any of these players yet. Martin St. Louis obviously going to be renewed as well. They're all asking for a lot more, and we don't have any defenders. I didn't even realize that till just now. We only have 4 on the roster. Soleil needs to be renewed as well. Not asking for nearly as much as what everyone else is. Perrin's not as good. We're not going to do that. And it looks like we should be able to get at least everyone that we want. We didn't. Fenegenov has still not played for us yet. And we're going to renew him. And Herbert's still with us as well. Okay, good. And Scratton's is... I mean, who looks much better than what they're giving him credit for. He does look like a solid defender. Checking's not as high, but positioning is shot blocking, stick checking, and defensive read. He is only a 1-star, so if his acceleration and all that kind of stuff can improve a little bit, we have a very good defender in our midst, and people don't even realize it. Yeah, not as good as Chara. And we'll take a look just to double check that we're not missing out on anyone. Briere's signed, St. Louis signed as well, Chara's signed as well, and Soleil. So we're going to need another defender for sure. And let's see, Dan Boyle, a right defender. We want to go all in on this one. Yeah. Exceeds our budget. Ooh, no. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So maybe the attempt at getting Joe Sakic might have just ruined us. Money's for free A, offered contracts, payroll. Our budget's still high though, so player active, offered cap hit. And obviously we're not going to sign a Fenegenov because he's not there yet. But we do need Boyle more than anyone else. It feels like we might need to... Let's see, if we end negotiations, I don't know if that's going to screw us over. He is 28. I mean, it would be great to get him, obviously. And, I mean, we kind of need to take a closer look at our team before we end up pulling the trigger on not offering him it. Scrattons can come up. I mean, it's not the worst in the world if we don't have some of these players. And Treble could come up as well. So we're gonna hold off on that. We're gonna kind of see how it plays out, and maybe we can get a defender as well. But I mean Zitnik and Dallas as well. So we were kind of giving away the money. I thought we would have had more in the bank, but we're gonna do the rookie draft now. And Ryan Miller's top billing. Let's see if Vinny Lecavalier goes up. Briskalov is also on this one. Cool. So we have the first rounder and we have 2 early second rounders. Nitamaki's also looking pretty good. Ponikarovsky is the one that I'm 100% going to go in for if we can get him in our second. Telquist also pretty cool too. Adam Hall. Adam Hall is definitely one of those guys that I want to shortlist. And we did scout him. Top of. So you know what? We'll see who's the first one that ends up going. I don't even know who gets first pick in this. Doesn't show me. There we go. Okay, so Preds end up getting the 6th pick here. Okay, so not even good as before. I think they get like Legwan first year. If I'm not mistaken. I don't see Legwan here either. If they get Mike Fisher, I will laugh hysterically. First pick is Vinny Lecavalier. We're going to go all in to try and sign him if we can. Showing 5 stars there, but it's not showing it for us. Scott Gomez goes number 2. Brad Richards is number 3. David Legwan. So David Legwan's the one that goes to Nashville, I believe. Tanguay is number 5. Mike Fisher goes to Predators. That is hilarious. I actually love that pick. That's fantastic. I think they got David Legwan. He was originally 2, yeah. He was originally 2 in real life. And he goes there. Simon Gagne is available as well. But now that we get the top 5, Ryan Miller is also someone we might want to go all in for. And Raycroft, single-handedly the player that ended up ruining Toronto's franchise for sure. Was there Mike Ribeiro would have been a fun one too. But we'll do pick till human. Sean Avery. Ooh, I do like Sean Avery. I know everyone hates Sean Avery, but I might actually... We're going to have to remember that he ended up going to this most stacked team there. We do need a defender as well. Skula's one of them. But Douglas Murray looks pretty good. No, he doesn't. He actually looks terrible. And he doesn't end up playing that much. Nick Antropov. I don't think I could bring myself to do that. Nitamaki, nope, does not look very good either. Mike Comrie did play in the NHL. And he didn't have that great of a career. I thought he had a better career than that. I do kind of want to sign Ponikarovsky. I'm not going to lie. We don't really need him as left wing. And Hall is the other one as well. So Hall will probably end up getting with our second. Leopold is definitely someone that we do want as well. He's 28, and we have the 25th pick. Murray's 56, yeah, so I am right with not kind of wanting him. Skula looks good. I do want Skula. He's 18. 18th pick. We're going to go with Skula. We do need a defender desperately. And he is already one of the top ones. So we're going to pick Skula. If we can get Ponikarovsky, I will be extremely happy. We do get... Ponikarovsky goes right after to Colorado Avalanche. Wow, that's disappointing. And... I mean, Adam Hall would be a decent pick, I think. He goes with Nashville as well in real life. Maybe Jordan Leopold, actually. It doesn't look that good off the start. I don't know how the U.S. college system is in this game. I feel as though we have Mietinen. He's projected at 85. DuPont. I'm going to see if there's anyone else that kind of jumps out at me. DeRoche, no. Yuri Fisher. Matt Walker, no. So there's no one really that jumps out at me. A lot of these not scouted though. Where's the E? So Chris Nielsen, not scouted at all. but does look better than what it was projecting. He is 64th. He only plays 2 seasons for Columbus, though. He's 18 years old. I'm not even exactly sure what we need the most. I know we need defenders. We only have 29 players signed. So left D, we need right D for sure. So if we can find a right defender, we might do it. Mike Commodore might end up pulling the trigger on him. He can play both. He is a righty as well, so Commodore is probably more of a right defender than a left. He is projected 33rd too, so it wouldn't be a terrible pick. We get another one pretty soon after. Curtis Sanford, and we can take Hall now, or we can kind of gamble. We have right defense is still what we need, but I mean the guy that we just got can play right defense. Goalies were fine. Left wingers we might need. Right wingers were fine. So if we can get a left winger, Nicholas Hagman probably won't play for the next couple seasons. 36 is where he's supposed to go. Doesn't have that great of a career. And in Finland, he does look decent in Finland though. 45 and 46 games. Would possibly pair well with Solani at some point. And I don't know if we really want to do that. Wayne Handel. I know Langenbrunner can play on the right and left. So we're not too hurting by that. Steve Montador looks alright actually. Drafted 74th. He doesn't really have that much of a career as well, so I am kind of using the scouting to kind of figure that out based on how well they actually had a career. But I guess I'm going to go with Adam Hall. Adam Hall's a center, but it feels like he can play pretty much anywhere. Then there's not many guys left. We didn't really get to scout half these guys. Kreutzer looks okay at 18. Termination is not as high. Could be the first German that we end up grabbing. Wallen as well. There's not really much that separates anyone. Lazarev, 86. He plays in the JL. Screener. He doesn't look that good in terms of his mental, at least. Javasech does play. Not necessarily well. He just has a lot of penalty minutes. I thought that was points for a second. We could get another Russian if we want. All these guys are still relatively young. Berglund, feels like I looked at him before. Nothing's jumped out the page. I'm going to kind of just go based on this and see whether or not I want to actually click on any of them. Physical seems decent for this guy. 78 points. But yeah, his physical is not that bad. Defensive's a little bit of a liability. Miroslav Zalazak. You know what? We'll do him. We didn't really draft, or we didn't really do that much. I guess we don't really have that many picks. Defender, we definitely need one. If we can get a solid right defender, I would be happy though. And QUACK, not scouted at all. Would be very blind if we do it. Sejna, I know that name. We're going to go Sejna. Left wing, right wing. He doesn't play. I think I remember him though. I remember grabbing him in like NHL 2006. Or at least I think I did. And we now are still in 5th as well. And I believe the last guy that we grabbed was a left winger, so we probably want to grab defender here. Obviously right D would be preferred. Prince is 18. Not scouted at all. QUACK is the other one. QUACK's the only one with a 1.5 star potential. He's 6'3" as well. We'll take a gamble at QUACK. Again, not scouted very well. The scouting is pretty terrible in this, to be honest. And, geez, AD doesn't look good at all. 170 pick is what they're saying. You know what? I'm going to do AI pick. So they pick Antilla, who we know nothing about. Was 179. We get him a little bit early. He doesn't end up playing anywhere. So I don't know why they picked a goalie out of all positions. And we're going to go with Loppitz. Again, there's no right defenders. I'm not seeing any anywhere. Get another left defender. We probably need another left winger. And yeah, just going to be a lot of foreign players for sure. 39 points in 46 games. Hafner, no. Everyone's kind of 1 star, so it doesn't really matter. Let's go for Ulmer. Lane Ulmer. 58 points in 65 games. We can't see anything about him. He is a playmaker, it looks like. Sebastian Caron. You know what? Why don't we grab this guy instead? 221, no. I guess he's not projected to be that good. His name sounded familiar though, but we'll grab Ulmer with the hopes that he can play left wing at some point. We're in the 7th round. We still have a couple 7th round picks actually. And again, the scouting's just pretty bad at this, so I'm going to do AI again. They get Rita, 34 points, 46 games. He was 175. We got him in 215 in the 8th round. And he doesn't end up playing at all. So, I mean, these are kind of just more so throwaways anyways. And we'll grab the last 1-star player. I think that's it. Yeah, so that is it. Yeah, we're not even close to best drafts. But like I said, we're going to try and go all in on some of these players. And we're going to see if we end up actually signing. Do we sign Sakic? And let's look at our finances. Okay. So at least we're squared up in defense if we need to, but we might have to kind of offload some of our players to see if we can actually end up affording some of the other ones. Oh, we do have more money here. Okay. Let's go for Boyle. We'll go for Boyle all day. Ty Conklin's also another one. Nermanen Prusik sounds familiar as well. Fenaganov's still showing there, but I don't think we have to get him. And same thing with Adam Hall. So a lot of the players that we actually have, we don't end up having to get. Conklin feels though would be a good pickup, but we're gonna kind of leave it there. We're still set at defender, and Vinovsky we're gonna get though. Hopefully shore up this this D situation that we end up having. We'll hit continue. Let's see if we manage to get it. If we can get trade speculation, Donato, don't know him. And if we can get Sakic, I kind of want to show you guys before we end up jumping to the next season. And maybe we can get these two guys as well. Dan Boyle, 1.5 star, but oh my god, he looks really good. 4.5 star. Where did he was not drafted at all. Is this a joke? Okay. Well, we'll sign you. What the hell? Oh. I want 0 over 3 years. What the hell? Okay, we'll increase it just a little bit. Okay. Are we the top one though? It doesn't look like any of the other teams 390. So Vinovsky being offered 390. What the hell? Let's go a little bit above, not that much more. Go 410. And see if we're the top one now. Boston's offering him 410 as well. Unless that's what we're offering him. I don't know what Boston's offering him then. Okay, whatever. We'll see. We'll see if we can sign him. And we get Joe Sakic. No way. Oh my god. So we managed to get Joe Sakic because we give him exactly what we want, or what he wants. And everyone else is already way below. This could screw up the franchise. This could make it so that Solani wants more and Korea wants more when they sign as well. But by that time, Sakic will be gone. Ruchin now goes down to second line probably. And Lang is... No, I guess between Lang and Ruchin, they're probably going to end up battling for their... Jesus, our team's looking insane right now. Martin St. Louis is going to be on the second line too. Briere could also slot to right wing. And this team is looking unstoppable so early on as well. If we can manage to get those defenders as well, this is going to be an insane team to look at. But we're going to jump to the beginning of the season and see what this team ends up looking like, because this is already starting off very insane. The fact that we got Sakic is crazy. We can probably even trade him if we want at some point. But look at that. And he's going to be the assist machine between Timmy Solani and Paul Kariya. Like, there's no doubt about that. That is insane. I can't believe that he ended up leaving. Became a free agent. I can't believe he ends up leaving Colorado Avalanche. Never would have thought that would have happened in real life, but the fact that it did means that 100% we're going to jump on it. If that means Peter Forsberg is available, maybe next year, that is even more insane. They are still a win-now franchise, though. And our division looks pretty small. I'm going to imagine that whoever finishes the top here qualifies. I think that's kind of how it works in terms of the conference, at least. And I think that's kind of how it's going to work. Yeah, Edmonton, Nashville, and Sharks. So yeah, it does work. 3 top teams. And that's going to be all she wrote there. So let's jump to the beginning of the season and let's look if we can manage to add more to this insane stacked roster already. And here we are at the beginning of the season having to submit our protection list. Unfortunately, Helenka is not going to be able to stay with us. We decide to pick Tim Thomas and Herbert instead, just because we don't want to lose Herbert while he's still kind of our franchise guy anyways. So we definitely don't want to lose him, at least not now. But we will show you some of the transactions that we end up doing, and some of them are pretty cool if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, I guess we'll go with signings first. We did end up getting Joe Sakic, which is pretty exciting. We then end up signing Robert Regehr, who, I mean, look at his defensive ratings, is absolutely insane, but we did trade for him, so I'll get into that a little bit later. He spent his whole career with Calgary, and now he's definitely going to try and spend his career with us. Just look at him, especially the fact that he's so young, and his defensive rating is very, very good so quickly at 18. So he's going to be an instant starter for us anyways. So I find that kind of cool. And then the other signing that we ended up doing was obviously the Joe Sakic one, which was pretty insane. We then made a trade. I did try and get Sean Avery. I mean, I know he's not going to really pan out to be anything, but I just kind of like Sean Avery. If he can manage to fit on our 4th line, I'd be very, very happy with it. But if anything, I'll take the chance at him not panning out to being anything, and obviously just let him go in free agency. So I did kind of try and just acquire him at any point. He is 18 now. I know everyone hates Sean Avery, but I always kind of felt as though he could have been a bit of a better hockey guy. I feel as though his feels though his ability is a little bit better because he was 81 in the OHL last season, 81 points in 67 games. That's no slouch. And even 56 and 67 is not that bad at 16 in the OHL as well. So if he kind of progresses just a little bit better, I would be very excited to have him on my team. Even if it's around 2.5 for around $1 million, I will definitely take that all day. But one of the reasons why you decided to get Sakic anyways was mainly due to the fact that I mean, this might be the other year that we can win back to back. There's going to be tons of expansions coming, so we're definitely going to lose some of our players. So even like someone like Cullen, Madden, Perrin, all these guys could definitely see themselves losing out on our team, and even Sacco as well. I swear we had another player. Is he on the injury? Feels though he's on the injury, so no, he's not. Did we end up losing a player out of retirement? Feels that we did, and that's kind of disappointing. We ended up losing our other guy, unless we traded him. Oh, we could have traded him actually. And I just forgot about it, I guess. Soleil, no, we got rid of Soleil and Alto. No, we didn't end up getting rid of him, so I don't know where he ended up going last season, because we ended up extending him. Look at last year, because I know we extended him. Blake we lost there. Curry. So Curry retired, and I didn't even notice it. That's disappointing. Well, thank you, Curry, for your service for the last 2 seasons that you've been with us. Unfortunately, yeah, you did retire, but I didn't really realize at all. We're apparently a dark horse for this year for possible challengers. Timmy Solani leading us the way, even though it is technically Paul Kariya. Jocelyn Thibault, still one of the top goaltenders as well, and General Manager Regin Houle at the helm as well. Could definitely end up providing something. Fedorov is a 5-star as well. And then Mario Lemieux scoring race, even though they're definitely ignoring Paul Kariya and Timmy Solani in that, considering they were 2 of the top ones last season. But we'll look at the history and see the awards again. Wayne Gretzky is just increasing his points leader as well. We'll look at the awards, see if they end up screwing us over again. So Hart Trophy, MVP, I don't see that. Okay, so at least he got the Art Ross for most points, so at least they didn't take that away. Conn Smythe, playoff MVP, so I'll take that. Steve Ruchin also got Bill Masterson, so that's not bad. GM, I don't care, we didn't get. I know that. And they didn't do it again, what the hell? Paul Kariya 2 years in a row does not get most goals. That is ridiculous. He does get the plus minus. But Mario Lemieux got it 2 years before, and he doesn't end up getting the Maurice Richard. That's ridiculous. I'm so pissed at that. And then these awards obviously don't matter. That is so dumb. 2 years in a row. At least he got the All-Star team. What the hell? So we end up losing out on that. But now we go to the waiver draft. Jesus, there's good players here. How the hell is Byron Defoe in this draft? It's all goalies, though. The only one that are good are goalies. So we'll do pick until human. And who do we lose? We lost Helenka. I kind of knew that we were going to anyways. We picked Tim Thomas instead. It is what it is. And his salary was so low. It was so good, too. Oh, no, we're not going to do that. Fine, I guess treble. Just discard, I guess. So does that mean we get the next pick then? No, it does not. So Markkanen is the only good one available. Schwab we could also get, but he's already a free agent anyways. And we end up losing out on Nabokov. That's disappointing. 4-star. Nabokov goes to New Jersey. Sylvain Cote also was available there too. And Frank Hauser, AHL, Hue, that would be hilarious. We could get Markkanen. I don't remember Markkanen at all though. Yeah, that's probably because he didn't really have that much of a career with these guys. So I guess we're kind of inclined to just grab, I guess, either Corey Schwab. And we didn't really scout any of these players. Frankhauser, Markkanen, or Schwab. Or Frankhauser, sorry. And none of them are nearly as good as the other one. I guess Markkanen could be the guy that we end up getting. Everyone else too young. Bordelot. No, Bordelot doesn't look good at all. And Kevin Dean. No, we have better defensemen. So I guess we'll take Markkanen. Yeah, not going to waste it on Corey Schwab, that's for sure. And that's it. No one else really grabs anyone. We're the last pick. Okay. So that kind of makes sense, I guess. Markkanen's is being sent down anyways. Oh no, he's going to take the spot. Okay, he's going to take the spot of Tim Thomas. Alright, that makes sense, I guess. And now it's opening night, I believe. We'll do that again here. So taking a look at what the lines are, at least opening night-wise. Guy Herbert is going to be number one. Markkanen's going to be his backup. Perrin, Madden, and Briere all on the fourth line there. Arvidsson, Lang, and Sacco as the second line, and then, third line. And then St. Louis, Ruchin, and Langenberner as our second line. Korea, Sakic, and Solani. Insane. This is the kind of roster that or first line I would definitely have even in NHL at any level with those two. And then we have Dallas, Wisnowski as our bottom line, Regier and Trigg as our second line, and then we have Zitnik and Boyle, the guy that we ended up getting on free agency, as our first line there. And let's see if we can manage to start this off with a win. We do 4-2. I'm curious to see how old Kolzig is and see if he's available too. He's 28. Oh my god, I could get Olaf Kolzig. That is definitely going to be one of the guys that we try and get at some point. I think maybe even this year. If Guy Herbert ends up leaving, he's definitely the one that I ended up going for. I remember he was one of my favorite. I think Grant Fuhr was just a little bit higher than that. Markkanen's going to get his debut because of the stupid back-to-back games to start the season. 6-5, we lose to Jeff Hackett. Let's see how Jeff Hackett is as well. I don't even know how old he is here. He's 30. See, that's a name that sounds so familiar too. Teppo Numinen. Oh, I remember that guy too. I think I had his hockey card of like everything. And then we faced Montreal, probably the hardest test so far. We end up losing 3-2. We lost them in the preseason as well. Cullen getting a goal, and then Korea getting one as well. So already, to start the season, we're not doing too well. And it'll be interesting to see how Preds end up doing in their first season. But like I said, next season is going to definitely be when the expansion ends up coming in as well. Mark Cullen, Robert Lang getting points there as well. We end up winning 3-2, and Danfus got suspended for the last game. He is suspended for 3 games. Everyone looks pretty healthy. Lose 5-3. Wouldn't think that we would lose to Boston this season, but 2-4-1 we do. Sakic, Korea, and that's it. I think there was one more that I missed. But I mean, so far this team's not looking as good as what we did last season without Joe Sakic. So kind of disappointing. I just saw a grade there that seems very troubling. 11-2. So at least we turn around a little bit. That's the highest score that I've seen so far. Timmy Solani with 2 there, then Korea, and then Joe Sakic, Trigg, Korea again. Solani had 4, I think, and Korea had 3. If I'm not mistaken, 4 and 3, and then 3 and 4, and then Sakic 2 and 2. So I do stand corrected. Our team is maybe a little bit better with him on it. I don't even know what that seems new. Hold on. That is so weird. That is so specific too. See, I don't mind this one actually. I don't mind those ones because that's actually very specific as opposed to the other ones that there's an incident and they didn't end up doing anything and they're all upset, all that kind of stuff. 6-1, Korea gets 2 goals, 2 assists, and Solani with 1 and 2. So Korea, Solani gets the first one, Korea gets the second one, Trig, Sakic, and then Ruchin, and then Korea again. And we end up cruising through with 6-1 there. Face Dallas, the first team. See, I think it's the grade of our goalie of Markkanen. 7-5, yeah, so that's probably what it was. So Korea, oh my god, it's a terrible first. So Korea scores in the first and the second, and Langdenberger gets a goal and a third. So he gets a hat trick, but we still lose 7-5 because Markkanen started and he got absolutely lit up. Okay, so let's see what is. We'll look at the lines. His grade is a 46. Yeah, we're sending him down. That's just. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Mark, I don't even know why he was. Yeah. I don't even know why he was on the roster to begin with. Okay, well at least Tim Thomas is there. Okay. And Tim Thomas is going to get the nod here. St. Louis, let's see if he does worse. 7-4, he might have done worse. I'm not even going to look at who scored. Let's look at the goalie first. Okay, so I mean he did at least last 39, 36 shots against, 7 of those going in, and then we end up switching to Herbert at the end. That's insane. I'm not even going to focus on that at all. And Chara, I don't think. Oh, Chara's played at least 6 games. Okay, he just wasn't on the initial roster, so I didn't know if he was actually going to play. And we're already kind of in the red there. And yeah, take an adjustment. Trig, obviously. Markkanen just sucks. And that is probably the biggest mistake that we've done, is have Markkanen on this team at all. We turn around, we end up winning 6-1 now with Herbert in net. Zitnik and Korea, and then Lang and Sakic before Solani and St. Louis end up getting the 2 daggers there at the very end. Korea's on a 6-game goal streak and 15-game point streak, which is pretty good. 10 games in, we'll probably play a couple more, and we are second in the division, only to Dallas. So I kind of forgot that they were the other one, but oh my god. Below us is Sharks, who are abysmal. LA Kings are just as bad, and Phoenix Coyotes are god-awful. 5-5-3 are the points that are below us in the division. So if we end up winning the division here, we obviously cruise through. But in terms of the conference, though, we're in 8th at the moment, so not that good. 5-5. We do have an extra game at hand, so it could bump us up to around 5th. But all in all, it's pretty embarrassing. Predators aren't actually as bad, but they're still not very good. 2-7-1's pretty bad. And then Blues is also in rebuild, so I feel as though we're more or less guaranteed to making the playoffs at this point, as long as we don't end up screwing up. Which, granted, we did end up losing that one game against the Blues. That's going to haunt us. We win 9-2, so we're just stacking the lead against San Jose there. And then Solani gets a goal. St. Louis with 2 here. And then Colin, Solani, Madden, Korea, Solani again, and then Korea again. So Solani got a hat trick there. So we just keep getting hat tricks. But Korea ends up extending his streak too. And then the Nylander's not on us, so we don't really care about that. Jason Allison, how old is he? 23 in the game. Still pretty young. I did want Sean Horkov at some point. Who's injured? It feels as though someone's injured. Zitnik's injured minor whiplash. So he's going to be sitting out just a little bit. 4-1 over Detroit. And, I mean, we're level in points in terms of how we are with Detroit with an extra game at hand, too. St. Louis with 2 there. Korea and Ruch in there also scoring. And, again, we limited them to 1. So that was like the popular theme of last playoffs, at least. Is as long as we can keep them to 1, we should be able to win. It looks like they're already putting Zitnik back in. We do win 5-2, so at least we're starting to get something going. And we'll play a couple more games. Korea with 17 goals there. Solani with his 11th, and then that is it. Like I said, we'll play a couple more here. Maybe the back-to-back, because I don't think we need to play the LA game because we should win that one. So we'll play Vancouver here. We lose 4-1. Tom Barrasso making us look like fools. And again, we just have that one extra game on Vancouver, which isn't too bad actually. Oh, got to go back to this. Tim Thomas will get the nod here. And Zitnik is playing despite 66. Why the hell would we do that? Alright, I'm gonna ignore that. Solani's at an 84 too. Yeah, we're gonna put Wisnowski in. That doesn't really make sense that we wouldn't. Tim Thomas is gonna get the nod here. See if we can beat Calgary. Not sure what their record is. They're 10-9 is what it's showing. We win 3-0. Trevor Kidd, I remember that name too. We score only in the second though. Briere, Cullen, and Trigg all getting goals there. Tim Thomas getting a shutout. Trevor Kidd is 26. Interesting. So we'll take a look at our stats and then we'll take a look at where we are in the standings because it will kind of tell the story anyways. 33 points for Korea. That's over a point per game. That's insane. Solani with a point per game, or sorry, 2 points per game. And then Sakic with just above a point per game. Trigg surprising us with a point per game as well. I mean, his offense is pretty good, but his defense is a little bit lackluster, so he's more of an offensive defenseman. And then St. Louis, see how well he's developing. His physical attributes are very good. Mental, also very good. He looks like he's at the very minimum, he's going to be a 4-star player. His defensive rating is the only thing that really needs to be working a little bit more, but everything else kind of gelling there. 68 grade this season, though, is definitely something worth talking about. And Robert Regier to start the season around a 63 grade and 11 points per game. That is very good, but I still like his defensive rating. I definitely want to see that improve, and if his physicals can improve as well, that'd be just fantastic. Landing burner as well. The acquisition of last season, his mental's very good. His defensive ratings is pretty much what drove me to get him, because I do like the fact that he's a power forward. He can be a counter-attacking one as well. Zitnik doing pretty decent, but he's around 26, so he's not going to necessarily grow that much more. And let's see Cullen. Cullen, I could easily see him going because he doesn't really jump out the page there. And then let's look at our goalies here. And stat-wise, Herbert 8-4-0. Goals against 239, and then save percentage is 922. Tim Thomas 1-1 and 889 save percentage, which isn't that great, and a 392 is also not very good. But I mean, he is a work in progress. We only really need him for backup games anyways, so he's gonna probably get maybe like 15 to 20 games per season. So all in all, in the Pacific, we find ourselves with 18 points in 15 games, so a little bit more than the Dallas Stars. Probably all those stupid back-to-back games. But Kings with an extra game at hand are still 8 points away, which is roughly probably around 3 games, right? no, 4 games. 4 games behind us, 5 games if we end up winning the next one. And then, geez, the Northwest seems like the most difficult division I have seen. Wow, 21, 20, 18, 16. So there's a chance that all of them make the playoffs. And then you have the Central here with Blackhawks leading the way in Detroit just below them, which is kind of weird. I thought Blackhawks would have been still rebuilding. And most of them in that division are rebuilding. So we'll take a look at our conference, though. And we bump up to 5th place. So we're just slightly below Colorado. And realistically, in terms of points, we're just below Blackhawks. And I mean, Dallas Stars is within our grasp. But we do look like we should be able to make the playoffs. We're just increasing it on the Blues. Blues and Kings are the 2 ones that are starting to nip at our heels, but doesn't really seem like it's going to matter. And then Devils, Senators, Lightning, Canadiens, Leafs, Rangers, and Flyers and Capitals. But geez, Hurricanes and Bruins are definitely very close there, even though one of them's rebuild, one's win now. And I mean, Rangers are in rebuild too, but they're still going to make the playoffs. But division-wise, the weaker division is the one with Tampa, clearly, with 16 points there. So, I mean, where are they? Yeah, their division's the weak one for sure. But goals for are definitely high. I mean, Caps are 50 and 32. That's pretty good. But we'll come back. We'll end up doing the trade deadline, and then hopefully we can manage to do something with that as well. See how everyone's progressing, and then hopefully kind of build from that. But hopefully you guys like the series. Leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more, and thank you for watching.